Ready to kind of flip the script on how we think about being good?
I'm intrigued. Lay it on me.
Okay, so we're diving into the Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood today,
Yeah.
led by this guy, WaXhira.
Okay, I am familiar with them.
And their whole thing is, what if, instead of always trying to be good, like striving for it,
Right.
we just are good?
Okay, that's a pretty radical concept right there. Goes against a lot of what we're told, you know?
Doesn't it?
Yeah. Like, work hard, be good, earn your goodness, all that.
Exactly. And the text we're looking at, a paradigm shift from striving to knowing.
Mm.
It dives deep into this,
Okay.
saying this striving thing, it might actually be holding us back from actually being good.
Interesting.
And it lays out some downsides of striving for goodness that I hadn't really thought about.
Like, besides just the pressure to, I don't know, to constantly be good enough.
Yeah, that's part of it. But it goes deeper, saying striving for goodness can turn into something, well, not so good.
Okay, how so?
Like self-righteousness, judging other people, even feeling superior.
Right, yeah. When you're so focused on proving how good you are, you can start seeing yourself as better than others.
Exactly. And that leads to problems. I mean, you see it everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Religious extremism, elitist groups, all that.
Makes sense.
The text argues that when you're just trying to prove your worth, you kind of miss the point of goodness altogether.
Interesting take. So how does this Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood, how do they approach it?
Well, their starting point is pretty interesting. They believe every single person is inherently good, just because they exist, not because they earned it or anything.
Like built-in part of us.
Exactly. Woven into our nature.
Yeah.
They say it's because we were created by, a perfect being.
Wow. So imagine if we really believed that. Like, we're already good.
Right.
How would that change how we see ourselves, how we treat others?
That's what's so fascinating about it. And according to this WaXhira guy, that change in perspective, it can bring real peace.
Like, you've already arrived, no need to search anymore.
Exactly. But of course, it's hard to shake off all that conditioning we get,
Oh, yeah. Always striving, always got to reach for something.
Right. And that's where they talk about a paradigm shift.
Okay.
Basically changing how we see the world.
So seeing goodness as something inside us already there instead of something outside to achieve.
You got it. And one thing that really stood out to me was their take on dualistic thinking about good and bad.
I'm not sure I follow what's dualistic thinking.
So it's like we understand good because we have the concept of bad.
Yeah.
Opposites.
Okay, yeah.
But the text says that kind of limits us, oversimplifies things.
Because human nature is more complicated than that.
Exactly.
So instead of trying to be more good than bad, we need to move past those comparisons.
That's what they're saying. They say true goodness, it's not about the opposite. It's a fundamental quality on its own.
That's interesting. But if we're not supposed to strive to be good, what's the alternative? So we're saying striving to be good, that's not the answer, but what is?
Right, like what's the alternative?
Well, the Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood, they have this idea of shifting from striving to knowing.
Okay, that's pretty profound. How do we actually make that shift, though? What does knowing even look like?
Well, they have a few key things in their approach, and they might surprise you.
Okay, I like surprises.
First off, they don't have a bunch of strict rules, like doctrines and stuff,
Interesting.
because they believe true understanding that comes from within.
Not from following a list of rules.
Exactly. It's more about, like, individual exploration, looking inside yourself.
So it's a personal journey to discover that goodness.
That's it. It's like that old saying, know thyself.
Yeah, heard that one.
Totally in line with that. The Brotherhood believes we already have this goodness inside us,
Okay,
but we're often just not aware of it.
because we're so busy with the outside world.
Exactly. Striving, comparing ourselves to others, we lose touch with that inner self.
We're searching for something outside that's already inside.
Exactly. And they
Yeah.
have specific practices to help us access that inner knowing.
Like what kinds of things?
Meditation, self-inquiry. Those are big ones.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Tools to become more self-aware.
Yeah, quiet the mind.
Hmm.
Connect with that deeper self.
So less about forcing ourselves to be good and more about finding the goodness that's already there.
Exactly. Peeling back all the layers of, societal expectations, beliefs, all that.
Yeah.
And it's really fascinating how they view these practices. It's not about becoming good. It's about recognizing the goodness that's already there.
I see. Yeah. It really is a different way of thinking about it. But doesn't this make it hard to, hold people accountable?
What do you mean?
Like, if everyone's inherently good, what happens when people do bad things?
That's a good question. And a lot of people ask that. They don't deny that people make mistakes,
Mm-hmm.
that we all have the capacity to do good or bad things.
So how do they reconcile that with all the bad stuff happening in the world?
We'll remember duality.
Seeing things as good versus bad.
Right. They're saying we need to move beyond that black and white thinking
Okay.
to see how complex human behavior really is.
So they acknowledge the harm that people cause.
Yeah, but they encourage us to look deeper, to recognize that even in people who do bad things, that core goodness is still there.
That's a lot to think about. We've been talking about individuals, but what about the bigger picture?
You mean like society?
Yeah, how does all this play out on a societal level?
That's where things get really interesting. The Brotherhood believes this idea of inherent goodness, it has big implications for the whole world.
So we've been talking about this shift from striving to knowing, but mostly on a personal level.
Right.
How does the Sacred Atlantean Brotherhood see this playing out in the world? Like, does it have any real impact on society?
Absolutely. They say it's not just about personal change, It can transform everything, our relationships, communities, even how we deal with global problems.
Okay, that sounds pretty big.
It's about moving from a mindset of scarcity to abundance, from competition to cooperation. I'm not sure I follow.
Like, imagine a world where we don't see each other as separate, competing all the time.
Okay.
But instead, we recognize that shared goodness that connects us all.
That sounds kind of utopian, doesn't it? I mean, how do we even get there from where we are now?
It starts with each of us.
Individually.
Yeah, with that self-discovery we talked about.
Yeah.
Cultivating that awareness of our own goodness.
Okay.
Because the Brotherhood believes that when we see that goodness in ourselves, we're more likely to see it in others.
So it spreads outwards, like a ripple effect.
Exactly. And then think about what that could mean for, like, conflict resolution, social justice, even environmental issues.
If we approach these things recognizing that we're all connected.
Exactly. It opens up so many possibilities for collaboration, creative solutions.
Instead of just fighting for our own interests.
Right. And that's where WaXhira's message, the solution to ignorance is knowledge. It becomes so important. And he's not just talking about book knowledge.
It's about knowing yourself, understanding your own goodness, and seeing it in other people.
So we have to cultivate a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world, and then use that knowledge to make things better.
Yeah. And it brings us back to that question, if goodness isn't something we achieve, but something we uncover.
How do we express it in our everyday lives?
Exactly.
So maybe it's about having those tough conversations with empathy, or being kind to strangers, or, I don't know, choosing to see the good in people, even when it's hard.
All great examples. And the Brotherhood, they see this as a journey, It's not about being perfectly good.
Right.
It's about always growing, always trying to express that goodness.
This has been a really fascinating deep dive. It's definitely given me a lot to think about.
Me too. It's definitely shifted my perspective on being good.
Thanks for joining us on this journey, everyone.
We hope it's giving you some new insights.
Until next time.